Welcome to Almel Learning. Today, what we're going to see is what are the free tools available in Google to market your portal or maybe any industry for that concern. What are the free tools that is being used? Of course, we want to see how these each and every tool is being implemented. Also, where we're going to learn a lot of add-ons or tools and how these things are working, so we will understand that as well. But today what we want to see overall is we want to see what are the tools available and what is the prominence of it, and how each and every tool contributes to the social media presence that you have and how these tools are working. Basically, we want to understand that, right? So the first tool is what we want to start off with. It is actually Google My Business. Google My Business. So what is Google My Business actually is, if you are wanted a kind of a Google presence or maybe the presence in the search, you need to have a Google My Business. So Google My Business is a tool for entrepreneurs who would like to register their business and have a control over it, which is like the customer review management, and you also talk about the map, the company's basic informations, photos, and how your business has to appear in the search or in the maps, right? So how are you going to manage this control, right? So this Google My Business is a free tool. It is a free tool by Google, and if you want to make your business in open in a digital world, this is the first step that you need to take across, which is Google My Business, right? And once, what is the advantage that you get out of Google My Business is when somebody even has any ownership, right, about your business, or there's any issues where you can control the way how your business is being projected in the whole world, right? So because that information, whatever you're getting, is only going to be projected in the Google, right? So Google does not customize on this, but Google will give you a lot of suggestions on this, on how this account can be applied. So of course we will be seeing that on how to start your business in Google My Business. We're going to have a specific video on that, so we can stay tuned on that. So then you have Google Plus, which is again a social network by Google, but right now the Google Plus is not there. Right now they have shut down. The Google has shut down Google Plus. But when Google Plus was there, it was a kind of a social kind of a media presence which Google wanted to give it for every individual, not only for business but for every individual. Of course, the business was largely benefited out of it, but not comparative to other social networks. So Google Plus was not having, it had a lot of user base, but the activity or the kind of where you just go and open the Google Plus is something which was missing. That element was missing. So Google has to have leave it where they have to get that to the other social media giants where Facebook and other things are coming in. So that is the reason. But Google Plus, when you see as a software, yes, it has a lot of prominence, right? And next we talk about Google AdWords. What is Google AdWords is when you want to give an advertisements in Google, right? So which is a very big thing for a business, right? So when you want to give a business, one of the very simple tools of digital marketing is Google AdWords. One of the ways of doing it. Google AdWords is very simple. It works with your own budget, own customization. It will also has a specific tool called Keyword Planner, which will actually give you what people are searching in the world and how these things are working. So that is also something that Google AdWords is being added across. So that is another advantage of having Google AdWords, and it will also suggest you what is the basic advertisement techniques and how your advertisement ranking works, where it will appear in the search engines, everything. So everything Google AdWords will take care of. Google Analytics, the next very, very great, a kind of a very sophisticated tool by Google, which is of course again it is a free tool. When you talk about what is this Google My Business, if you talk about Google Analytics, what is Google Analytics basically is, it is an analytics tool which will analyze the kind of web traffic that your website gets, or how people are getting to know your business, and how are you attracting your customers towards your business, whether your website is mobile friendly, and whether you are able to generate a lot of leads and conversions. Everything Google Analytics will give you a data, right? So you just need to map your website and your social media accounts to Google Analytics. So it is a one time implementation. After you do that, then you can just get a real time data, which will be largely helpful when you want to grow your business. That is also there. And think with Google is a kind of a partnership program with Google where you can actually help Google understand, or Google will help you on certain areas of development where which is the kind of implementation. For example, if you're belonging to a hotel industry, what is the kind of marketing or advertisements which is largely preferable that thing can work in, and what are the other research things that you can do with Google. It gives you a lot of options, and another tool, if you talk about, is Google Search Console. So, what is Google Search Console? It is where you find how the search engine works and how these search terms works, and what are the ways and means how Google is able to find out your data and is able to give that. And if you have a good search control, if you are signing up with the Google Search Console, it makes your business or your website more searchable. It has a lot of approach towards that, and that is how it works. And when we talk about Google Alerts and Google Trends, so both are different diversified tools. When you say Google Alerts, that you can give certain alerts where when some people are coming in, you get an automated alert that the person has visited your website and how these things are working. You can do that also. And you also have Google Trends. Right? So what is Google Trends is, Google Trends is a real-time tracking software in how people search in the world using Google, right? So, what is the search term that is trending? What is the hashtag that is trending? You can go region wise, you can go sector wise. All this can work, and you can also know the real time data. Currently, what people are searching in Google, you can get that access also, right? So, that is also a great tool about how Google Trends are really working. Of course, we will tell you on how these tools are really working. I'll give you a practical insight on that. Or if you need any tools, you just please put that in the comment box where I can just put a video on that as well. And finally, if you talk about YouTube, yes, right, we don't need a better explanation for YouTube. YouTube is a largest platform. It is actually the second largest search engine after Google, right? So that is the most searched. If you talk about, the first one is Google and the second search engine. YouTube has transformed itself from an entertainment platform to a search engine. Right now, when you want to do something, previously we were searching in Google, but right now we are directly searching in YouTube. So there are a lot of channels, there are a lot of videos, there are a lot of prominence that YouTube has gained over a period of time, right? Of course, this channel, everything is going to support that. And of course, we want to come up with all these tools where we want to learn one by one each, and we want to understand how these tools are going to work. So stay tuned to our channel to get more updates.